Welcome back to Messages from Earth. This is a podcast that was created during the quarantine in 2020. These are 27 individual phone calls that were made asking the same question to everyone and put together in a way that made this feel as if we're all in one space. We're all connected during this time of self-isolation. Some of the phone calls do sound like someone is calling from space, so just listen in closely. Today's question is, what is the meaning of life to you?
I tend to go the David Lynch way about life. I don't know if you are aware of how we think of it. It's life has no meaning, so we need to set ourselves around that and just do what we want to do and what we tend to be the most happy about. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know what life is about. I mean, it's kind of like a video game, like the tutorial is just 18 years, and then after that, you're just set free.
I guess faith and just believing that everything is soul work. On one hand, you want to live a life that's linked to an eternal life, while also you want to maintain or attain meaning from the life we're living right now and achieve goals and live by your moral values. So I guess it's like a balance of the two. That's what the meaning of life is to me.
I've always said, especially recently to people when I'm having this conversation, is that I think as human beings we have tried to sort of fill in the blanks of life with our own notions and our own perceptions and our own beliefs. But I firmly believe that is honestly, there's two options. There's either everything in life has meaning, as in literally everything we do, everything is meaningful, beyond us, beyond our comprehension, or nothing is at all. Like, I don't think there's any in between. It's either this is all meaningless or it's all completely meaningful. And I want to believe that everything is meaningful. That's what I would like to believe that, at times I really do. And sometimes I'm like, I lose all faith in the meaning. But I think the logical side of me, I think, is most likely that life actually doesn't have meaning, and we're just here and we've just got this blank sheet and we've colored in all the lines and the outlines, but the sheet is always blank, the colors are just what we've colored. For some people that's a scary prospect, or that's like depressing prospect, like, but I'm fine with that because, your own individual life whilst you're here still has meaning in this particular context of life. Even if life in general has no meaning, your individual life has meaning to you. So I think it's okay.
I think the meaning of life to me is that we all find our own meaning. I consider myself truly agnostic, but that doesn't mean I'm closed off to everybody having their own meaning. I love the diversity of human nature, and I love that every religion has its own ideas. I love when other people come up with their own meaning, their own unique ideas. And at the end of the day, I've always believed that since no two people are alike, we're all snowflakes here. You might have similarities, but I don't think that it should be the same for every single person.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't really be thinking, like, what fulfillment, that's something that's come up recently in my mind. Like, you gotta have a life full of fulfillment, man. And fulfillment is like, it's just that, it's not pleasure, is it? You feel me? It's delayed gratification, man. We're living in a society with like Instagram and all of this like dopamine going off in our brains, like, ooh. But like, you might get 10,000 likes on your picture, yeah, but like, put like that type of energy into your craft, man. Like, go do something that's actually gonna like change something for you, man. That's a big thing I feel like I've been thinking about recently is like the fulfillment thing. You keep learning, you feel me? I'm learning German now. I miss going to jiu-jitsu. Like, constantly keep it fresh. I'm saying like this, like I'm out here like learning like everything, but like everything I say is like the faults in it is coming from my own faults in a sense,
Meaning of life. I think that goes back to how content you are with everything that you've got. I think so many things, Ash. I think it's the state of contentment, I would say. I don't think it has just one meaning. I think It's your own spin on things. It's the same way that you define your own success. It's the same way that you express your individuality. Everyone's got a different perspective on it, and I'm always curious about what other people think of it, or what other people think the meaning of life is.
Well, as I said before, I'm a huge fan of absolutism, where Albert Camus always talked about it in the book. It sounds really depressing, but it's not like meant in a depressing way, that he thinks there's no meaning in life. But I also think that, but it's more in a hopeful way. Like, of course, religion can be a meaning for a lot of people, and that's totally fine, because everybody can believe in something.
Just to connect with people and to love other people and to have as much fun as we can with the time that we have and do as much good as we can.
Living, experiencing things and living the life, just doing something and making the most of it. That's life.
Oh, meaning of life. Meaning of life is that, I don't know. I guess I'll tell you when I find out.
Okay. I'll check in on you in a few years.
Keep you posted, yeah. I'll be like, Ash, you found it.
These are powerful questions, man. A meaning of life. Being able to, withstand obstacles, and I think being able to kind of keep a solid grounds through, hard times, because this life is all about, challenges. It's a roller coaster, basically. You're going to have amazing days and you're going to have bad days. And if you're able to kind of, hold your grounds, then you'll make it, basically. You'll definitely make it. So I think that's what life is all about, really. It's just being rooted. Yeah.
Life is what you make it. And you want your life to be good and happy. Don't look at circumstances around you. Make the choice. No matter what happens. That's what your life is going to be.
The meaning of life, when I think about it, the meaning of life is probably trying your best to leave a legacy and be remembered after you're gone.
I think everybody has his own journey, his own meaning, and then every person has a reason why he's here. You always have choices, and then you have to work a little bit more. And then if you go closer, probably you'll feel happier, and then you'll feel you're going to the right direction, and you'll feel satisfied.
That's something I think about a lot. I think ultimately it's to enjoy it, just enjoy what's there, and know that if you can do it, do something.
I believe that we are made to be in relationship with God and also to be in relationship with one another. I don't think that for everyone that necessarily means marriage, but I believe that almost everyone is in some way drawn to some form of relationship with company, friendship with another human being, because I believe that we are designed to be in relationship.
I think the reason why we are on this planet is to pursue and understand something. We all have interests, whether that your place on the planet is to find out what tarantulas do, how many average number of kernels are on core. We all have something we're interested in. We all have something that we are. Do you know what I mean? There's some sort of knowledge that only we hold because of our own experience in life. And I think that is the meaning of life, to go forth and search and find and discover as much as we can, and to feed our curiosity and to feed our inquisitive nature.
I have come to the conclusion that the meaning of life can only be realized from the creator of life. In other words, you can only get the true meaning of something by someone that made that thing.
Meaning of life. To enjoy it and to try and help others to enjoy it. I think there's so much that's hard about life. And so I think life is really about getting to that place where you're grateful every day for the really, truly piddly little things. every time you hop in the shower and there's hot water, even though I live in a house full of people, it's that moment of like, oh, thank you, God. Praise the Lord, there's hot water. It makes it much easier to face when the really big things come and they're awful.
Oh, wow. If you want to have like a few minutes of like deep thought, YouTube, Sam Harris, The Meaning of Life. But I'd say the meaning of life is to just be all that you can be kind to people, and just like help other people out. Obviously your life is your life, right? So be selfish about it, but don't be selfish about it to the point where you just focus on yourself and don't look at like other people.
I feel like the meaning of life is just to experience things to the fullest of your capacity and to do everything that you feel like you want to do. You've got to make sure that you've lived your life to the absolute fullest.
Like, I think it will be not living for yourself, giving back. That has brought contentment and peace to so many people, right? If you live for others, you're more likely to find more meaning out of life than if you just live for yourself. Most people live for different things. They live for their family, for their friends. People are doing it without noticing it.
Also, life is like a journey. The end of it, you'll just like reflect what you experience.
That one puzzles me a lot. With having my dad die so recently, it makes you really think about these things. Well, I've not come to a conclusion yet, but my thought process recently has been there's two meanings of life. One is what you see all around you in nature, to thrive, to continue to interact with the rest of the environment. And the other is a more human thing, to do something beautiful, to do something meaningful. If you spend your entire life trying to accumulate the greatest wealth possible, you're going to get to the end of it and life's going to have been pretty dull. Like, you might have had those thrills in those expensive sports cars. You might have had that shock factor when you bought that £6 million house. But what does it all mean at the end of it?
Life. Loving your family, having your own family, being happy, being at peace with yourself, experiencing life as much as you can, and believing in God and knowing that when you die, it's not the end.
I'm going to be honest with you, we're on this earth to serve one another. From general terms, I wouldn't be able to give an answer.
It's to find the meaning. I think that is the meaning. You always kind of look for meaning in everything, you know. You find and then you lose the meaning and then you have to find it again. So kind of constant search of it and finding and losing, and, you know, that's what life is.
Thank you so much for listening in. I hope you've enjoyed hearing everyone's messages. And if you do have any questions, the podcast has an Instagram at Messages from Earth. And to keep posted on the following episodes, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, until next time, take care, stay safe. Bye.